I think by far the biggest misconception is that Latinos come to the United States to take advantage of the system, to, in some ways, take something from what we have created here in the United States. The reality is that the United States, in different periods of time, from 1898, when they took basically Puerto Rico and Cuba, but to very recently. So this history is not, it's very alive and it's very relevant to today.
We are all proud to be Americans today. Fly your flag with pride.
Once again, the streets of our country were taken over today by people who don't belong here.
But when the immigrants come, they come with a culture of criminality. It's out of control.
They put a strain on our Social Security, our education, our health care.
Hey, this is Mike, and you're watching Reelblack, and today we're with Eduardo López, the co-director of the new movie Harvest of Empire. Thanks for joining us.
No, thank you very much for the invitation.
Now, I just saw the movie earlier today, and it was a mind blower for me. There's so much, it's American history, but it's history that we're not always given information about. Can you tell us a little bit about the film?
Yes, Harvest of Empire is based on a book of the same name by a great Latino journalist named Juan Gonzalez. And the reason we felt so strongly about making it into a documentary is because we saw that so few of our fellow U.S. citizens really knew anything about why Latinos are here in the United States. The huge Latino presence has a very definite reason, and that reason, unbeknownst to most of us, is related to actions that the U.S. took in Latin America for decades that had mostly to do with economics, with helping corporations or industries, but also for ideological and military reasons. So Latino immigrants didn't just show up here to take advantage of the great system in the U.S. We were driven out for many reasons in different periods of time.
Right, and the movie starts off by saying in the next 100 years there'll be more Latinos in America than the minority now will be the majority. Is that correct?
Well, what's going to happen is by the end of this century, the majority of us Americans are going to trace our ancestry to Latin America, not to Europe. It doesn't mean that everybody will be Latino at all. There's going to be a tremendous mix of all of us getting married, having children, and all of that. So that's another really important message of the film, is that the future is already written in stone. Destiny cannot be changed. And the Latino community is already a huge part of the United States. And every day that passes, we become an even greater part. So why not understand why we're here so that we can respect each other and actually grow together? Because it is undisputable. The United States, every year, and I'll give you one pretty amazing statistic. Every year for the next 20 years, 500,000 U.S. Latino citizens will turn 18.
Right. Now, and that's important because?
Because it means that Latinos are an ever-growing part of the U.S. We already are an integral part of the country, but I think the elections of 2012 showed the entire country that, unbeknownst to what many people believed, that we are undocumented or that we didn't participate, we showed the great majority of Latinos in the U.S. are citizens. We participate, we vote, and we have a great impact on the future of the country. So it's very important for us to get to know each other better and to leave behind the kind of very negative stereotypes and the kind of offensive terms that have been used for way too long to describe us.
How can people find the film if they're not here tonight at the Riverview?
It'll be here for this week, but also I would encourage anyone interested in anyone with an opinion about immigration should watch Harvest of Empire. And so you can go to our website, which is harvestofempiremovie.com. You can actually purchase the film, but you can see the trailer and you can find out a great deal of information about the film from the website.
Absolutely. All right, Eduardo López, filmmaker, Harvest of Empire. Please check it out. It's an excellent film. It's information that we're not always given privilege to, but is fundamental for us to understand.
We're all humans. We all have the same abilities. We all have the same potential.
America has always been a nation in the process of becoming, in process of change. It is an immigrant nation.
My name is Eduardo López. I'm the co-director of the documentary Harvest of Empire, and you're watching Reelblack.